Good evening. Thank you for joining me. Welcome into my Eagles Man Cave. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Phill-Billies, and I have been gone for a while, and I do apologize for that. I haven't shot a video since before the Dallas Cowboys game, and I had some really high expectations going into that game, especially going against a quarterback who probably shouldn't be playing in the NFL. Ben DiNucci is not. He's definitely not ready. And I don't know if he ever will be. But, anyways, the reason for my absence was I've been going through a little bit of depression and anxiety with everything going on in the world, with the obviously with COVID. We're going through the election, and with our Eagles struggling as they are, Phill-Billies. That's what I've cloned you guys. The 33 strong who have liked and subscribed. Speaking of that, thank you very much for those who have already. Thank you very, very much for those who have already liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's all about the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm Philly Foothills, like I said. You guys are the Phill-Billies. If you're watching this, and if you've liked and subscribed, thank you very much. Like I said, if you haven't, please do so below, and let me know in the comments what you think about this video and anything I can do excuse me, to improve my channel. I would very much appreciate it. Wearing my Lord Brunson hoodie that I won, and I'm very proud of that. He's one of my YouTube inspirations when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles content providers. He's one of the best, and his subscriptions, his numbers show it. So he's only getting better. So I can't wait to hopefully work with that guy and maybe collaborate and do some work with him in the future. But like I said, I do apologize for being gone so long, but I'm going to make you Phill-Billies a promise. I'm going to make a video every day from now until the end of the year, and even if it's just a short check-in, I'm going to check in with you guys and see what's going on in the world, and go from there. Because I got a lot to talk about, and there's no way I can talk about it all in one show. So thank you again for joining me, and let's kind of catch up a little bit here. So coming out of that Dallas game, it definitely felt like a loss. At the end there, we got lucky. The ball just kind of bounced our way with the defense getting the touchdown there, and we should have. Playing against Ben DiNucci in that offense and the way that Dallas's defense was performing, especially at that time, we definitely should have beat them by way more than we did. But so that kind of, like a lot of people were saying, definitely felt like a loss. And yeah, it's been the downward spiral since then. It's just been no good at all. It's been terrible. It's been getting actually worse and worse each week, especially with now all the clamoring of benching Carson Wentz and going with Hurts, and possibly Doug Peterson getting fired. He said he didn't have assurance from front office that he's going to keep his job the rest of the year. So we'll see how that goes, but that's for a whole nother show. The next game after that was the Giants loss, and that was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Daniel Jones tore us apart, and I can't believe we didn't have somebody watching him Like, where's the quarterback spy? Where's the quarterback spy? Daniel Jones in that spot there. He, we have to have somebody watching him at that point, because he had 88. Let's see, what does he have? He had 88-yard run in the first game, which should have been a touchdown. But the turf monster got him, right? On a quarterback keeper, he had an 88-yard run. Turf monster got him, fell down. They still scored in the first game. Why didn't we have a quarterback spy on him in the second game? Daniel Jones had 9 carries in the second game for 64 yards and a touchdown. I mean, he looked like Steve Young. He looked like Steve Young in that game. He absolutely did. We made Daniel Jones look like Steve Young. We're making a lot of quarterbacks who are mediocre look way better than they are. But Daniel Jones is pretty athletic, definitely. He's not as slow as some people thought he was. He actually can move a little bit. And what else from that game? Oh yeah, Wayne Gallman. Definitely, even going forward now too, he's the real deal. He's definitely the real deal for the Giants. Running back, he looks like he's turning into their lead ball carrier right now, especially with Barkley out for the year. It's going to be kind of scary with Barkley coming back next year and them having him and Wallman. So, yeah, the Giants are going to be good. Daniel Jones looks like he's improving. He's progressing. Like a quarterback should be in, I believe it's his second year. Yeah. So yeah, the Giants are going to be good going forward. So they're going to be a team we're going to have to play twice a year. So we need to invest in some linebackers and some defensive line depth, help youth in the draft, in free agency. But that's not going to happen, especially the linebacker part, with Howie Roseman at the helm when it comes to drafting and free agency. So Howie's got to go, but once again, that's for another show. Way too much to dive into right now with that. So we'll get back to that on another day. Yeah. So moving on to the Browns loss. One more thing I want to say about the Giants game. That game was extra embarrassing because it was after our bye. So we had lots of extra time to plan for that game, to plan to stop Daniel Jones. But once again, Jim Schwartz failed to provide the right game plan, the right scheme to get us in the right position to win, because our defense got tore up that game, especially by a quarterback who is not necessarily known for running. Well, I guess, I mean, he's improving in that area too now. He's starting to show his athleticism a little bit more. He's definitely making teams account for that, kind of like Josh Allen. So, yeah, like I said, New York's going to be a threat going forward. Going on to the Browns game, once again, Doug refuses to, even getting down by a score or maybe 10 points, he refuses to keep balance on offense, and he refuses to get Miles Sanders, 20 carries a game. He hasn't had 20 carries a game as an Eagle, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. But I believe that Miles Sanders has never had 20 carries as an Eagle, and going against a good rushing team, which we were going against with Cleveland, we got outrushed. We got outrushed by a good rushing team, and I think Booby had. I think he had 16 carries for 64 yards. And I know Wentz had 2 more picks in that game. So Wentz continues to struggle against Cleveland. Miles Sanders didn't get enough carries, but Nick Chubb did. Nick Chubb had, I think, 20 or 114, 115 yards, something like that. Yeah, Carson was 21 of 35, 21 for 35 for 235 and two TDs, but he had 2 picks. The only bright spot I remember from that game is Dallas Goedert, which I just call Goddard usually because I hate saying Dallas because I hate the Cowboys. Hate the Cowboys. He had 5 receptions for 77 yards and a touchdown. But more and more, Doug keeps trotting Hurts in and out of the game for plays here and there, and more times than not, it's unproductive. And really, I mean, how can you put that much pressure on Wentz and then expect him to perform and read a defense when he can't read a defense when he's too busy looking over his shoulder, wondering when they're going to pull him out. I don't understand what the thinking there was in regards to Wentz's mindset moving forward when they drafted Hurts in the second round. I just don't understand that at all. Hurts is killing any momentum that Wentz could ever hope to build during games, and it's very frustrating to watch, and it's just sad at this point. Next to the Jets, I think we're the second worst team in the league. I think you put us up against Jacksonville even. I think they beat us right now. Who else is bad? Atlanta, they beat us. Who else is bad? Denver, they beat us. I mean, there's lots of teams I could list off that would beat us right now because we're garbage. We're absolute trash, and yeah, it's very frustrating, very, very frustrating. So, yeah. And then on to the loss to Seattle. I mean, it just kind of, it really sums it up. It really sums up if you look at how productive DK Metcalf has been in a year and a half plus now, and you compare his stats to the Umbrella Man, as my other favorite YouTube content provider, Philly 500, says about J. Arcega Whiteside, who I like to call J-Jaw, because I don't like to say his name. It's too long and it's irritating, and he's just been one big irritation after the other. And I guess he calls him the Umbrella Man because his mom was following him around with an umbrella when it was sunny outside at training camp one day. That's how I believe the story went. So I didn't fact check that, but I'll believe Philly 500. I don't think he would make something up like that, because I mean, Philly brings it real. So check him out, Philly 500. If you haven't, check him out. Like and subscribe. He's got thousands of subscribers already, where I could only hope to dream to reach one day. And so does Lord Brunson has thousands too, whose merch I have on right now. But yeah, I mean, if you just compare the stats of Metcalf to J-Jaw, who didn't even play. J-Jaw didn't even suit up, I'm pretty sure, for that game. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure he didn't even dress, because he's just now coming back from IR. Whoop-de-doo. Him and Ertz don't care. It's not going to help. Just going to take playing time away from younger guys who need to develop. Because if J-Jaw's on this team next year, there's something fucking wrong. There really is. I mean, he shouldn't even be in the NFL. He's terrible. But Metcalf had 10 receptions for 177 yards. 10 receptions for 177 yards. And like I said, JJ didn't even dress. So that just pretty much sums up Howie Roseman's tenure as a GM. Pretty much sums it up right there. Fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. Excuse my language for any young listeners who are watchers who are viewing this right now, but it's very frustrating, and I apologize, but it's absolutely insane. But I'm gonna wrap this up now. I appreciate you guys watching and viewing my show, and please let me know, like I said in the comments, how I could do better and build my channel and provide better content to you guys, you Phill-Billies, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do a video each day from now until the end of the year. So I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. But until then, stay mean, stay green, and thanks for viewing me on your screen. Take care.